Welcome. There are a lot of changes to Parts Watch in the 57 release, so be sure to watch all of the videos to know what those changes are. This video will show you what's new in existing financial reports, and we're only going to touch on each briefly. So if you have any questions on how to use the functionality and you don't find the answers in F1 Help, then please contact customer support for assistance. Okay, let's get started with a change to the customer lookup search, which now looks at letters and numbers and ignores spaces, special characters, and punctuation during the lookup, which makes lookup a lot faster. So this includes the customer lookup field, the Find Customer window, and the partnership window on the invoicing screen. And then on the customer lookup field on the main account entry screen and on the Find Customer window. And there's a couple more. The Set Accounts window on the account profile parameter setup screen, and on the account sales by line report, and also on the Lisa transactions report. Next, let's go to the customer price sheet. A new page break for each account flag has been added, and if checked, a page break separates each reported account instead of reporting them all on the same page. This is very helpful to give to your salespeople. And the report has been crystallized, which is what we call a rewrite using the crystal reporting tool. And the report output is now portrait instead of landscape, which saves paper. The performance has also been enhanced, so process indicators show if the report takes more than a second or two to output. And here's a small change, but it might be helpful for multi-store reporting. The sales by account group report can be grouped by state now for all three outputs: summary, consecutive, and comparative. And next is the tax report. A drop-down field lets you report by sales or net sales. If sales, then the tax and fees will continue to be output by taxable and non-taxable sales and credits. If set to net sales, the report will be output by taxable sales less taxable credits and non-taxable sales less non-taxable credits. It's the same data, just presented differently, so now you can see the report the way it works best for you. A new cash and checks field on the day cash close screen represents the expected total value of the cash and checks, including traveler's checks, obtained from both invoices and ROAs, and any adjustment types made of cash check or traveler's checks on the day cash close screen. And as a result, it's reported on the deposit summary page of the cash transaction report. Let's take a look. The Invoice Journal is next, and a new report criteria filter lets you choose to report the counterman, who's the person who initiated the invoice, the cashier, who's the person who finalized or tendered the invoice, or the salesman associated with the invoice. The changes for the detail report, so you have to uncheck the Exclude Detailed checkbox in order to enable the filter. The report used to show the seller, so now select Counterman to report the same way. So here it is run by Counterman, by Cashier, and by Salesman. Also, a Cashier dropdown lets you narrow the report by employee. All employees are listed, regardless whether they're cashiers or not, in the employee setup. And next is the day, month, and year report, where we have a new report option, DMY Line Sales Report. It's the same format as the other reports output from the screen, but it's reported by line code versus location or account. And technically, the rest of the reports that we'll look at here are not just financial reports, and in the case of Lisa reporting, it's across both accounts and parts. So let's see what changed. A setup on the System General Setup screen under the Report Options section called Lisa Trans Start Date. Days back from today lets you decide the default start date for the report screen. And this enables the report to search for just a few months instead of the entire history table. And of course, if you actually want to search the entire sales history table, then you can still do that by changing the start date when you go to run the report. And 2 new fields on both the Lisa Trans and the Lisa Part Ranking report screens are used by multi-stores to filter by the source type of company stores or by supplier. And if you have lines that you use as suppliers, then leave it on Select to see all sources. And then the source ID lets you filter the report output by multiple suppliers. So search by name, city, source, category, or click the column headers to resort to make the search easier. And if you want to output the source type and or the source ID, then add them from the Select Columns window for the display and exported versions of the report. And a change to the Lisa ranking report lets you report by sales transactions or inventory levels. If left at sales trans, then the total transaction, the days between, and net sales are reported. And if you change it to inventory levels, then the stocking levels, min, max, and order point are reported. Next, there are 2 changes to Task Scheduler. And first, when Task Scheduler was first enabled, printing reports to a printer was included in a regular monthly subscription fee. And emailing or saving reports to a PC folder was an additional monthly fee. Now, this fee has been lifted, so all the Task Scheduler functionality is available without additional charge. Also, the file size limitation for emailing reports with Task Scheduler has been increased from 1 to 6 meg. And then, last, let's go to Utility Options, Audit Report, to see the reporting change made here. Now, when account is added from the main account entry screen, it's tracked as both add and update when additional information is entered for the new account. And we'll stop here, so be sure to watch the rest of the videos on changes to PartsWatch in 57. And thanks for joining us.